What's up everybody? Welcome back to Golf Simulator Videos. I've got a really great video for you guys today because I'm here with the Rapsodo Mobile Launch Monitor, all right, also known as the MLM. I can't tell you how many people have either submitted emails or commented somewhere on a YouTube video asking if I've tested the Rapsodo MLM launch monitor, all right? This is a device that actually MSRPs for only $499. And actually, while we're on that subject, make sure you guys understand that I'm gonna put a link and a discount code in the comments of this video. I'll pin it to the top of the comments. I'll also put it in the description. Check that out, all right? I worked something out with them to where you can save money if you're looking to purchase this, but it's a very interesting device. So this is actually a radar-based device that actually uses like either an iPhone or an iPad, and it sets on the device, duals up with camera technology, all right, to provide multiple data points, including distance, ball speed, club speed, smash factor, launch angle, and launch direction. And let me tell you, Rapsodo's making some pretty serious claims. They're saying that this launch monitor can produce data within 2% of TrackMan, all right? Not only does this device work outdoor, but it also works indoor or also into a net, whether your net's outdoor or indoor, whatever it may be. And the wild part is that it only can sit 6 feet behind the ball and it only needs 8 feet of ball flight. So I've had a lot of people ask, hey, I'm not ready for a simulator yet, or maybe I have a simulator, I'm looking to hit some balls outside or on the range. Have you tested this unit? What do you think of it? Well, that's what we're here to do today. So let's go ahead and tear this thing open, see what comes inside of the box. We're gonna talk about some different features that it offers. And then, you know, I think that after we do our indoor review today, which is what a lot of people are asking about, I think what we'll do is try to do one outdoor. Do understand that it's November here in Michigan. It was literally snowing the other day, so I don't know if that'll be coming up real soon, but we'll do our best to see if we can do an outdoor review on this as well. Maybe we'll even take our TrackMan, which I do have an outdoor TrackMan, and we'll put it next to the device and see if it can hold within that 2% statement that they're making, which is you know, very impressive. Nice boxing. When you open it up, it says measure to master, get real data and real-time visualization that helps players and coaches make real-time improvements. And I'll touch on a couple of those things really quick. So they actually have the ability to record your swing from behind, and it's also even showing a trace of the ball. And then now they've added this Coach Connect feature where you can actually take your data and swings and actually connect with a coach and have coaching sessions as well. So they're really bringing a lot to the table, you know, when it comes to not only providing data, but also a tool that you can actually work on improving your game with coaches that are part of this program. If you are a PGA instructor and you're looking to become part of this program, I suggest looking into it. It sounds really, really cool. Obviously connects you with a network of people. They even have kind of like a social network where you can post videos of your own swings on there. They're doing some pretty cool things like that. One thing that I think is pretty cool is after you open this up, you'll notice that the unit actually comes with a carrying case, all right? When you're talking about an entry-level unit that's in that few $100 range, you know, having something like that included, I think is really nice. So it actually has a little hook where you can put it right on your golf bag. Let's unzip this and take a look at the unit now. Very small, obviously, you could fit it right inside your golf bag. So here's the unit right here. This actually flips up, and then you'll actually set your phone on the unit, all right? And then the radar is actually going to read along with the camera, and that's what's going to provide data from the unit. It connects via Bluetooth. It has a long battery life. I want to look that up just to make sure that I'm not misstating that, but hours of battery life. But basically, just place mobile device here. You can remove this sticker that they have on there, and that's where you're going to either set your iPad or your iPhone right in that little slot, and then you know, go away from there. So a couple things that I just want to go over really quick. The use of indoor or outdoor, obviously, like I said, you can use it for full range flights. The difference is, if you're going to use it indoor, you're going to have a little bit of limited use. It's not going to be able to provide the trace because it can't actually, you know, see the ball flying with the radar. I'm assuming that's where they're getting the trace from. You can't do the games, which is like, I think it's long drive or closest to the pin that they have, because it actually has some pretty cool technology when it's outdoor. They actually use GPS mapping. So when you're at your range, you actually get a satellite view of the range where you can place yourself, and then it will show the shots on a map view. Pretty cool stuff. You know, I can show some images of that along the way here. But like I said, professional level of accuracy, distance accuracy within 2% of TrackMan at just 2% of the price. So pretty interesting way to look at that there. TrackMan Outdoor MSRP is $25,000. We're talking about a unit that's $499, and then with the discount code that I provided, I believe it's $75 off. So you're talking about a $425 unit that's providing a pretty good level of data. I mean, if you're working on improving your game, distance, ball speed, club speed, smash factor, launch angle, launch direction, obviously some pretty good data there, especially when a lot of people are working on distance. I feel like that's such a, you know, data point that, you know, any level of golfer could work on when they're practicing. So the setup time under 30 seconds, I think that's awesome. Instant feedback, the real-time video feedback comes with shot trace and the data overlay, making it easier to understand, and you can share it very easily. Even if you're not using the Coach Connect feature, you could send this to your coach very easily, the way that it can export all of that. It says that you can access stat history to view averages, dispersion, trajectory, and standard deviation. I'll take you guys through the app. We'll do a screen recording here in just a minute, and I think we'll do a comparison with another launch monitor to show you, you know, the accuracy indoor here using the Rapsodo MLM versus, I believe we'll probably use a camera system just because we're indoor, be able to, you know, try to measure up those distances and other data points, okay? The GPS satellite view, like I talked about, the outdoor mode is currently compatible with iPhone 6s and up, and then iPad 2017 and up. The net mode actually is iPhone 8 and up, and then iPad models Pro 11-inch, Pro 12.9-inch, and then 3rd gen iPad Pro. So it is compatible with iPad Air 4th generation. I think the reason for the indoor mode or net mode requiring higher level devices is because it's really relying on that camera a lot, and they obviously have nicer cameras in those models. So just understand all of that. There is a premium subscription that's available, so you can get the most out of the unit. It unlocks additional features like slow motion replay, shot apex, and unlimited video storage in the cloud. All right, so very cool stuff. I think now we're ready to take the unit. We'll get it set up here inside the GSV studio. We'll do some data comparisons, hit some shots, and see what we think. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, guys, welcome back inside the GSV studio. We have the Rapsodo MLM, the mobile launch monitor, connected to the latest generation iPhone. That's the iPhone 13 Pro. And let me tell you, very simple setup. We hit a couple test shots really quick. I was able to launch the app essentially, go into the settings, connect my device, seamless, ready to go. I set up a profile and it actually gave me a premium free trial. We're not gonna be using any of those features today because we're not doing the trace. We're not doing any of the outdoor features, only indoor only, but it was kind of nice that it gave me that. Now we're here on the home screen. You'll see that I'm under the play section, and you have practice, which gives you the net compatible, which we're going to be using today, net or indoor mode. And you can see there are competitions that are available, and there's also games, closest to the pin and long drive. Those are things that you're going to be using outdoor. I don't know if they're going to become available indoor or not, but right now they're outdoor only. If you're on your home screen, that's where all your sessions and stats are going to go. After we hit some shots, we'll be able to see those there. That Coach Connect I was talking about, this is where you would discover and find coaches or connect with them, share your swings, obviously do some training and improvement. Pretty cool stuff. Explore is that kind of social media network that I was talking about, where you would see other people's swings that they've shared. All right, you can explore different shots and swings that are out there. If I go under profile, the calibration is actually auto. It lets you manually do it if necessary. I'm just using auto and it seems to be working fine. You can change your password, app settings, help, tutorials, terms and conditions, feedback, all those different types of things, okay? You can connect your device, your account. You can see I have a free trial there. You can actually set your own bag up, which I did. So only the clubs that are in your bag, so you're not, you know, sifting through a bunch of different clubs that you don't even have. And then you can see I'm actually connected to my device. It gives you a battery percentage. We have 40%, but let me tell you, I mean, it must have hours and hours. I didn't look that up to get that exact statement of battery life, but I'm sure that you're probably going to be done practicing by the time this thing's dead. That's for sure. I mean, if not 2 sessions later, that's for sure based on how I'm watching the battery level. Then obviously firmware is up to date. I mean, we're good to go. I do want to point out that I'm in the studio with the projector off. It's a DLP projector. I noticed that the frame rate's high and it's actually getting some color cycling, and I don't want it to mess with the iPhone. Obviously, it's using the camera along with the radar, and I want it to have its best ability. So we are going to have the projector off today, but we're going to be using the UNEEKOR EYE XO to compare some data. Camera system out of the way, won't be interfering with the radar or anything. I think that's a good choice. So let's go under play, and then we'll go under practice. It lets you select either net for indoor or outdoor, and then or you have outdoor mode. We're going to do net or indoor. We're going to start a new session because that was when I was testing it out. And you can see the net feature. It's very important to select your club. It lets you know that data could be compromised if you're not selecting the club you're using. So it's actually probably narrowing the range of what it's looking for, I would assume. And then here I am live. This is the setup screen with your alignment line. It shows you need the player in this area and the ball in this area. Okay, and then you can actually have just data only if you want, and then you can actually have a target or kind of your 2D view, if you will. All right, and then you can actually change it to like a dark screen mode. Like if I go back here, see how it's like bright and then dark mode. I kind of like dark mode. We're going to start off with the pitching wedge, so go ahead and select that. This is my bag that I set up. Those are all the clubs in my bag, and then I can set this 6 feet behind the ball. Do this all on the fly for you guys, so you can see how this works. Let's make sure our alignment is right. The ball is in the ball area. There's my target, so I might need to move this just a little further over. All right, and then right down my target line there, and we should be good to go. Maybe move this over just a little further. That way we're in the ball. The ball's in the proper area, and then you can see that my target line is right down where I'm going to be aiming. And then we should be good to go from there. So it's actually set up a little bit off center, but I'm in the golfer area, and then the ball's in the ball area, so I know it's proper. And then we're good to go. So we can just hit a shot really quick. Try to hit a decent pitching wedge here. A little thin. Not a terrible shot, but a little thin. So we'll see how that reads. 126 and 129, and then I've got 132, so pretty comparable. Ball speed 98 versus 99. And then launch angle 24 versus 26, a little bit lower launch angle, 1.5 degree, not that bad. But let's take a look at this swing video. You can actually hit replay. I'm in a dark environment, and I'll tell you what, that's a pretty darn good swing video that I'm seeing there for such a dark environment. And then I can go to my 2D, and I can see my shot, and then I can go back to full data. All right, if I want to look at data only, and actually will announce the numbers for you if you want. And you could use headphones. So you could have, like your AirPods or something on out at the range so no one's hearing your data, coming out of your phone. So, just know that's available. Let's hit another shot really quick. I have a 7-iron stickered up as well. And then what we'll do is we'll go back to that session data and compare after. Because obviously it's limited data that's available on the iPhone. I don't know if the iPad shows more data or not. We should check that out. We'll try to do that in another video. Another thin shot. I'll tell you what, we'll just move on to another shot here just because I'm just not that happy with that shot. If you can see, it went a little further. Distances were very close, 133. Ball speed very close. Launch angle, 21.8. I mean, it's only like a degree off. All right, let's see if I can actually make some good contact here. Just a couple thin shots. All right, a little better. A little better. You can see that ball flight was better. Nice contact. All right, 123 and 127, and then 134. So a little longer distance that time from the Rapsodo. Ball speed was basically the same. Launch angle was only a degree off again, not even, less than a degree. So we just saw a little discrepancy on the distance that time on the Rapsodo. On the good contact, seems to have carried a little bit further. All right. Let's see. Get one more good shot in here with the pitching wedge. That was a fair shot. I feel like I caught it just a tiny bit behind the ball. See if it's a little short. Yeah, 122, 125, and then 131. So I'm getting a little longer distance on the Rapsodo. Look how close the ball speed is. I mean, basically spot on. Launch angle, a degree low again on the MLM versus the UNEEKOR EYE XO. But I would say that these are pretty close overall. A little bit longer a few times on the Rapsodo. Let's switch to a 7-iron now. All right, we'll select 7-iron. I don't need to switch anything on the IXO. Hit a couple shots with the 7-iron and see what kind of data we get. Pretty good swing. A little bit of a tug. Good contact, just tugged it a little bit. 165 and 172. And look at that, 168. And then ball speed 118 versus 117. And then 22 launch versus a closer launch angle. All right, we were only off a ½ degree or so. So much closer. See if I can straighten that ball flight out. Just kind of tug that one a little bit. That should be better. There we go. Almost faded it a little bit. Obviously not as much distance either. 160, 165, 169. So just a little bit longer on the MLM. And then, I mean, look at the ball speed. Spot on again. Launch angle, pretty darn close. Always within about a degree is what I'm seeing so far. All right, let's hit one more here. So it appears to be working pretty darn good indoor. Not a bad swing, tiny bit of draw. Indoor. All right, 160, 166. Look at that. Total distance 166 versus 165. The only thing I didn't verify is it just says distance. It doesn't say carry or total distance. That's something that I should probably confirm with them. Feel free to comment below and let me know what you guys think. I am very impressed with this unit so far. Based on, like I said, you use a discount code, you purchase it for $425. You're getting not only some good data parameters, you're getting swing video, you're getting Coach Connect, you're getting games. I would have to say that it's packing some good value. What I'd like to do is I would like to take my phone, all right, go up to the IXO and go to the shots, because there's 7 shots in there. And then what I can do is actually exit out of here. Yes, I'm gonna exit my session, and then I'm going to go to my session. I think it actually has to load. It did this before when I was first looking at the sessions. Well, the only problem I have here is that there it is. I just had to go to all and refresh it. So something to probably understand, that you just need to go in there and actually have my other sessions are in here, because you can continue within so many. So let's just go ahead and go into this session. All right, and we have 7 shots, just like we're looking at with the IXO. All right, shot 1. We had distance of 132 versus 129. And I'm assuming it's total distance because it's not carry, it's distance. So we were only off a couple yards there. Ball speed 98, ball speed 90. I'm sorry, my battery's running low. Club speed 80, club speed 81. Really good club speed. And then launch direction 0.9, and it says 1.6. All right. And then shot 2, we had 133 versus 130. Ball speed 100 versus 99. Club speed 83, basically 83. Launch angle was 21 versus 23. And then 1.7 left, and it had 1 left. And then we had 134 versus 127. This is where it was a little bit off. And then it had 100 versus 99. 84 club speed versus 83.5. Club speed is, spot on. 27.3 versus 28.1. That was close. And then it was 1.8 right versus 2.4 right. So pretty close in launch direction. Let's go for shot number 4, which was 131 versus 125. We had a ball speed of 98 versus 97.4. And then we had club speed of 75 versus 80. So we were off on that one as far as club goes. Launch was very close, a degree, and then it was 2.6 to the right versus 1.9 to the right. Once we move on to shot 5, that's the 7-iron. It was 168 versus 172, 118 versus 117, and then we had, let's see here, 22.3 versus 22.8, 0.7 to the right versus 1.4 to the right. And then on shot number 6, we had 169 yards versus 165, ball speed of 119 versus 119, so obviously really close. Club speed 87, 87. Launch direction, launch angle 23.4 versus 24.6. And then we had 3 degrees to the right versus 2.4 to the right. Last shot was 166 versus 165, super close on distance on that one. Ball speed 116 versus 116. Club speed was a little bit higher on IXO, 82 on the MLM. And then we had 23.4 versus 24.3, and then 3.7 to the right versus 3.1 to the right. So there's all of our stats from this session of indoor use. I'd love to know what you guys think. I think that we obviously have had a pretty good test here with the pitching wedge and a 7-iron. Didn't do driver today. Maybe we'll do that in another video. I just didn't want things to drag on too long. Wanted to give you guys a first look example. Obviously unboxing, all the features, what it comes with. I'd like to know what you guys want to see. I'd be more than happy to try to do another video for you. I mean, I really like the simplicity of this unit. Obviously, you know, hovering around $400 with that discount. Packs a lot of features, especially if you're looking for swing recording to match up to data. It appears that the data is pretty close. Depends on what type of level of, you know, margin of error you're looking for. You know, entry-level units tend to have a little more margin of error, but it seems to be very respectable from what I'm seeing so far. And then I would assume in the outdoor environment, obviously, is giving it its maximum capability. So definitely let me know what you guys think. Obviously, I figured something out myself to where I had to go up and hit all, you know, to see my stats. So I thought that was interesting. And then I could go back and actually start a new session from there, you know, continue a session. It was pretty easy to use once I figured that out, but kind of on the fly going, learning with you guys, you know. But overall, I would have to say that the unit is a pretty solid unit. I mean, I'm pretty happy with what I see so far. I'm going to do some more testing. I'll make sure I hit more clubs. I'll share more feedback with you guys as I continue to use the unit, and we'll try to do an outdoor review if we can. But like I said, we're here in Michigan, November, snow's flying. You know, it's not going to be that easy to do. I'll see what I can do. But I'll tell you what, for a first look at the Rapsodo MLM in an indoor environment, I think it really held its own. I mean, we're obviously comparing it to a $10,000 dual camera infrared ceiling mounted system, and we're talking about $425. So make sure you guys use that link in the description to help support the channel. Use the discount code that I provided. I appreciate it. And if you have a Rapsodo MLM launch monitor, I'd love to hear what you think. Comment below and let me know about your experience. All right, so until next time, stay tuned. I appreciate you guys watching as always. Take care.